I enjoyed gaming growing up. My family didn't really play games with me because I tended to beat them. When I got into college, I found out about there was a group on campus called the Gaming Association of Penn State, and they ran a thing at an event called Late Night, and it was, they had a couple hundred games, and it was come by, play games from 9 p.m. to 2 in the morning. It was basically a let's keep kids away from drinking, but hey look, board games, things I've never seen before. Start playing, really get into it. A couple years later, I'm the president of the club, using my collection to run gaming every Saturday from 4 p.m. to midnight. It was this is a good hobby, this is a lot of fun, I really enjoy doing this. And then when I graduated and went home for the little bit that I went home before coming out to Cleveland to live, my mom's first question was, when are you selling your board games? And my immediate reaction was, not. It's never been even in consideration, it's just been, I want more, I want different, and it's just kind of grown. Now everyone who knows me knows I do board gaming. There's two different sides to this. There's this is a new game, and I've not played this game, and I get to figure out the strategy and figure out all the little bits and how it works and understand the rules and take it in. And for me, more often, there's the teaching of the game. And it's seeing that spark in someone's eye when it's, oh, that's how this works. Or that's how I go about doing this. Or that's how this game is, that's how the strategy is in this. And it's a bit of both, because I love playing new games and seeing all that, but I also love teaching the games. Officially volunteer, I believe, for 15 companies. There are 2 to 3 in the works right now. Back in college, I signed up with Steve Jackson Games and went down to my local store, which is in downtown State College, and taught games 2-3 times a month. And a little bit of a turnout, wasn't ever anything huge, but it was fun because I got to play the games, got to show the games off, got to explain kind of how they work. Eventually it was, oh, I'm teaching this game, and that game, and this other game, and while I'm running the club, I'm teaching games. And then I came out here and found more people at work who play games and would take games in and teach them. And started finding out, oh, this company has a volunteer group, that volunteer group. And so I started joining up and got to the point where I started contacting companies that didn't have them and said, I'd like to teach your games. Given my passion, I started the GateCraft website more as a way to bring people in the Northeast Ohio area together, help schedule demos, make people aware of events that were going on. I mean, there's Facebook, there's Meetup, there's Google+, there's things like that, but being able to have a list of here's the different companies and here's the different events that are going on, and being able to throw in reviews and previews of Kickstarters and things like that, just kind of make it a whole board game packet. We decided a while back to go ahead and get a button machine to help advertise some of the games I really like, and I'm friends with the designers, I'm friends with the publishers. So we got the button maker so that when we go to conventions, they can contact us ahead of time. We make 100, 150 buttons, and they can hand them out as swag, because frankly, who doesn't like swag? It's a nice, relatively inexpensive piece of art that they can hand to people. The people wear it the rest of the convention, and it gets a lot of word of mouth advertising going. There are 2 main board game conventions that I go to. There's Origins, which is in Columbus, which is around 10-12,000 people. And it's a very casual, come, sit down, learn some games, play some games, just have a good time. And then there's Gencon, which is in Indianapolis, which is more the, hey, we have this new up-and-coming game and we don't have copies for sale yet, but hey, you can come look at it. Or, hey, we have this new release that just came out and we're still charging full price, but it's gonna sell out day 1 anyway. Because it's you can get it here a month before everyone else. We've been doing Origins because it is so much closer for us. I've done Origins since 2008. So this year was the 6th year. And then Gencon, this is the 3rd year. We got to go on a whim because Mayfair Games, one of the companies I volunteer for, at Origins said, hey, we're going to go to Gencon, because they have for years, and they invited us along. We went, we had a great time, but it's a very different show because Gencon's around 60,000 people. So it's just a very different kind of feeling. Origins is a board game convention. It's a get-together. It's come and have fun. Gencon is a board game trade show. The collection is a little over 1,200 titles, and that is including board games, expansions, promotional items, a little bit of everything. We've got 6 shelves along with the games that are behind me. I left college with 300. So in about 6 years, I've gained another around 900. Within the games themselves, it can be unclear rules, it can be vague situations where it's like, I want to play the game. And because I don't know quite what I'm supposed to do, I can't. In terms of the hobby as a whole, there are a lot of people who love the games and love the hobby and will love and teach it to everybody they can. But there are a lot of people, more specifically online, who are very elitist. And it's definitely the other side of the coin. They're very much oh, well, you don't play this game. Oh, you don't play that game. You're clearly not a gamer because you don't play this kind of game. A gamer is someone who plays games and enjoys it. It doesn't have to be heavy or light or long or short. It's play the game, enjoy it. That makes you a gamer. Play more games. Because I have games you've never heard of, you've never seen, and there's so much fun in sitting down and playing a board game. You can go to the movies, a family for it's, what, $40, $50, $60? You can get a pizza, get a board game, sit down, have actual interaction with your family or your friends, and have a good time, instead of sitting there staring at the screen. I'm Ken Grazier, and my passion is board games.